Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Ace and Ektar, I know my own name, Heroes of the Storm casting podcast. I'm still Ektor. He's still Ace. How are you doing, Ace?
I am not Ace, I'm Orse, apparently.
Oh, that's a dirty word. We don't say Orse around here.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'm doing well today. It's been a day. I will say that.
It's
been a lot.
Yeah. It's a truly unfortunate day.
Yeah.
Not one that anyone didn't see coming, but is no less sad for its inevitability. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, the great Alex Trebek has died today of pancreatic cancer. Lived for 18 months since his diagnosis. It's like a really long time.
Yeah, because been following this for such a long time, and he passed the year mark where you only have like sub 30% to get it.
I think
he had an
incredible
incredible
life.
life.
18 percentile at a year, and
Yeah.
then he did another half a year on top of that. So
yeah, actual god. While filming Jeopardy during a pandemic, guy's an actual god.
yeah.
So
was still contracted out until 2022.
Yep. So,
but
yep.
It's not the game we're here to talk about.
Unfortunately.
I know you could talk at length about Jeopardy, but unfortunately I could not keep up with you in that regard, so we're gonna not. Instead, we're gonna talk about Heroes of the Storm, our usual conversation topic.
Yeah, that is true. Today we've got Caffeinated Knights in the blue versus Beef Boys in the red. And we've got game one on Alterac Pass, and while the bands are going, Ektar, how did we get here?
I would love to tell you, because I didn't actually show it on screen at all. How we got here is that the coin toss was won by Beef Boys, who unsurprisingly opted for first pick. Caffeinated Knights banned out Braxis, Beef Boys banned out Hanamura, sad. Caffeinated Knights banned out Dragonshare, and the Beef Boys banned out Tomb of the Spider Queens. We're going to Alterac Pass for game number one, which is a map. Caffeinated Knights have played 3 times and won twice.
Very good. As a note, you do have the Discord overlay up on stream, which is rare.
I sure do. Does that not go away with streamer mode?
Apparently not.
I brought it up during an Among Us game the other day so that I could see who was saying things.
Tactical. Apparently it does not. Region Phoenix feeling a little monk-esque right now. I guess this would be a good time to talk about playoff implications if, there wasn't also a draft going down.
I mean, Diva getting picked up first, even since the nerf, she's been quite powerful. As far as bans go, the Stukov and Raynor are both good meta heroes, but they're also target bans against the Knights. Chromie and Gazlo, I think, are just strong picks. The Beef Boys have a much wider hero pool, having played 36 unique heroes in 16 games compared to the 32 or 34 heroes played in 22 games. 33 heroes, 22 games, yeah, so much more hero diversity coming out from the Beef Boys, so probably a lot harder to target ban them.
True enough. Found out the playoff implications. It's very simple. Beef Boys and Region Phoenix both have 13 points. They are the 8 and 9 seed team right now.
Ooh,
they're the bubble team. Region Phoenix has the tiebreaker. So right now, Region Phoenix sitting in 8th, Beef with 13.
So
Beef Boys also sitting in 8th.
Point, they are in the playoffs.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. So right now, if you are a big fan of if you're Region Phoenix at Arrow RG, you might want to put on your favorite caffeinated, or have a sip of your favorite caffeinated beverage, and get out your Eldritch Knight, because that's who you're rooting for today.
I was on board right up until Eldritch Knight. I don't see how that applies.
Caffeinated Knights.
I see. Alternatively, they may wish to engage in a vegan diet, if only for the evening.
Fair enough.
Lucio is one of the most played healers on the side of the Beef Boys, the other being Ana, so a nice pick ban deny coming out from the side of the Knights, definitely wanting to choke Beef Boys in that healer pool, but they've got several more in the bank, and yeah, frankly, Ana has not been phenomenal since her nerfs. Personally, I don't think she needed nerfs. I thought she was in a fine position. The only thing they did was increase talent diversity by just making her win rate worse, but that's a conversation for another time.
That is true. Good old Blizzard for doing that. Johanna and Zool picked up. This is Alterac Pass, which is a little less of a Zool map than, say, Towers of Doom or even D-Shire. But Zool is just kind of good. Don't tell anybody.
I'm pretty sure most people know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I also really like the Falstad pickup because, as we often say, it's a ginormous map that has kind of a need for two independent solo lane capable heroes. Alarak could technically fill that role, but I definitely expect him to see Alarak in the 3-man and have Falstad in one of the solo lanes as opposed to the other way around. On the other side, getting two actually traditional solo laners are the Beef Boys, so definitely having the beefier composition overall.
There you go. I kind of like this composition from the Beef Boys. They've gone with Mei as their main tank, but then also two high damage bruisers in Diva and Sonya, and then a high damage DPS in Cassia. Doesn't have quite the burst that you would want out of a composition, but they are looking to draw fights out and just beat them with better health pools.
That is true. I am making an early prediction that we're going to go into a Leap Sonya and a Valkyrie Cassia. That's the guess.
That sounds good. Ooh, that sounds decent. Leap definitely almost required as the engage condition.
Yeah, Beef Boys have basically no engagement until level 10.
Yeah, May's okay, but yeah, Leap's where you need it.
Alrighty, spawning on the left-hand side in the blue trunks, looking to keep the Beef Boys out of playoff contention, are the Caffeinated Knights, with Osmanthus playing the Johanna. Static is on the Shaki Feedsteed. Ark is playing, I can't tell, so we're going to open the menu. Zool. We have Ghost Dragon playing Alarak, and Harborim moving away so we can see them properly on Ana.
And on the right side of the map, in the red trunks, we have the Beef Boys, currently in 9th place, needing one win to get into the playoffs. We've got Dirk on Malfurion, Dazed on Sonya, Root Beer Guy on Diva, Tribulation on Mei, and Smork Killer on Cassia.
As we are wont to do, checking out the level 1 talents, Ana continuing to go with the Sleep Dart build. Zool actually going into the Frost Armor? Shackler is what that's called, which I don't see taken very often. Bird Box build coming out from the Falstad, and pretty much normal talents on the left-hand side after that.
Yep. Real quick, while we probably will
DC.
get a pause in. This is a great time. We talked about the playoff implications for the Beef Boys here, but I didn't actually cover the playoff implications for the Caffeinated Knights.
I know that they're locked for playoffs.
Yes.
Does this match have potential seeding implications, though?
It has high potential seeding implications. Currently, Caffeinated Knights sit in the 4th seed with 9 matches played at 19 points. Above them are both Team Happy Cloud and Party Time at 20 points apiece. So any kind of win for the Caffeinated Knights bumps them up to the 2 seed.
Ooh.
Which is a significant improvement than the 4 seed.
Yeah, it is.
Has to play against the number 1 team. And, even a loss, a 1-2 loss, makes this a weird tiebreaker scenario.
You having any weird visual indications happening on your screen right now?
You mean the one that's with the end of Sonya's slam just kind of jamming around?
Yeah, definitely like warbling around, and this minion's kind of phasing in and out of existence a little bit. Okay. Yep.
That is true. Pause started at, it's been about a minute, so 7:14 for me. Apparently we get to podcast a little more going into this.
We sure
We won,
do.
so we got... I don't know who we is, Josh. I don't know A East well enough. But they can get second according to the simple, quick maths.
Yeah, well, you had said that you hadn't said any contention about 1st seed, just that
Correct.
Caffeinated Knights could potentially make 2nd.
Right. Gilly Shark sitting at 23 points, 4 ahead of Caffeinated Knights, so there is no contest there. So it is just the distinction of having 19, 21, or 19, 20, or 21 or more.
So what do you think? What do you think of pro moves, Ace, on the Diva?
On the Diva?
Yeah.
I don't know quite the distinction between the two as to why people take one or the other.
That's just it. This is the third option.
Right. Right. And I see this a couple times. Maybe it's the move speed for how long does it last? Decay every half second. So you can get 15 stacks of it, hold it up for 7.5 seconds. Maybe it gives you enough rotation speed because you do get 30 move speed.
It also
it does
gives
keep
you better
more
mech
sticky.
CDR.
Yeah.
But I think that,
Yeah.
and this is just me spitballing because I am not a D.Va player.
Correct.
I'm guessing that they're just trying to have an even beefier front line, because if once you get that stacked up, as long as you're taking consistent damage, and with like Ana and Zool on the enemy team, that's totally feasible to be taking that very consistent, just tiny little chip damage, that it could provide better teamfight sustain. Definitely over liquid cooling, which is pretty good but not amazing for just in teamfight healing. And the other one, the one that gives you up close auto attack lifesteal, might just
Full
not
metal.
be enough.
Yeah.
Ghost can't rejoin. We'll have to remake. I mean, that's fine.
We're before the 1 minute mark, or the 2 minute mark, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 1 minute mark's about tapping, but I couldn't resist.
Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, on most maps, if you tap by about the 1 minute mark, your tap will be available again by the time the objective is coming up. This does not apply to Dragonshire or Braxis, which has much faster objective times. Alright, and it looks like after that DC, their Alarak player could not get back into the game, so we are going to probably be Alt F4ing. Or,
I think we can...
Yeah, probably just
like... Q.
Yeah, escape and quit. Ace is gone. There we go. People are leaving. So we're going to be reforming in a new lobby. Go through all the same bans real fast. Primarily for Stats of the Storm and Heroes Profile type things. Like, we could just do it with... a regular non-drafted game, but this way it maintains the ban data and stuff.
Always an important stat, and we don't like having empty data in there, so...
Yeah.
And for all the fairness.
Small shout out to Beef Boys for picking up a logo mid-season. Yeah, definitely still had just the naked NGS logo at the... from the start of the season. So I like to see when teams, acquire a logo. Not having a logo is like...
So Season 1 meta.
And it's like, come on. You're not even that much of a team that you're going to like do a shitty little paint drawing or something.
Yeah. Oh, I remember back in Season 1, that just wasn't a thing that you do. In NGS, it took until like Season 4 before people had consistent logos. So yeah, that's about when we started supporting it on the website, which I'm sure had a part of it, the old website.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, it was just like only a very small number of teams had logos back in the Season 2 to 4 range, 2 to 3 range.
I mean,
so,
if you really can't do art, you could just like find an in-game portrait or just take something offline that looks close enough.
Or even Fiverr it. Support your artists.
Absolutely. Support Carbon on Patreon. That works too.
Hold up.
What?
That is true. That is true. You can support them. I'm the captain of Beef Boys, apparently.
Yep.
Nice.
And you've been doing a fantastic job all season.
It's been tough. But we're getting there. So
I mean, realistically, this is a division that we could find ourselves in at some point.
No, it's East.
You're right. We would find ourselves on a West, which would actually suck this season.
Yeah.
No, just because if it was still a double round robin division with another team in it, that'd be awful for a number of games.
Yeah, it really would.
But it would also, if they weren't, then it would be...
They could probably Bronze 6 up, and then we could just have a single round robin division.
But then how does Bois look for number of players? Or teams?
Don't worry about that.
No, that'd actually be fine, because it'd be 9 and 9.
9. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So.
Don't know if Caffeinated has enough damage to burn that front line. Trying to remember their draft other than the Zool.
Alarak, Falstad, Zool, Johanna, Anna.
You know, I think that's a valid criticism. There is not a lot of damage.
Alarak can do a lot of chunky damage.
He can, but it's like a one-shot boom, and then Alarak is like he's got a good auto attack, and he can get some sadism off of it.
Have you seen this new 16 though?
No, I straight up have not.
So Alarak has picked
Vivanchi, if you missed the draft, have we got good news for you?
We're gonna speedrun this draft in just a minute.
Yeah.
So Alarak went for the Discord Strike talent number 1 at level 1, which gives you the lifesteal and attack speed.
I always forget to change division. Thank you so much.
Hey, perfect.
All right, you'll see that in 45 seconds. But I really do appreciate it. That's the one thing I very consistently forget.
Yeah, makes sense. Alarak can become a combo, but then you can also just for tons and tons of damage. And with the level 16 mocking strikes that CDR on auto attacks, your uptime on that can be dangerously high. And there's not a burst amount of damage that can really get rid of an Alarak who's being sustained via Ana and his autos, which have lifesteal, and through his own lightning, which has reduced cooldown. He can really put out a truckload of damage if he's given the good circumstances to do so.
How does that pan out before 16 then?
Good question. Cannot confirm. Falstad depends. I mean, it depends a lot on what build he's going to, whether it's full lightning or bird box, or whatever. By the way, here's a draft. We've talked about it once.
We're not going to say a whole lot about it a second time. Sorry.
Yeah.
Other than that, it is going to be triple frontline on the side of Beef Boys versus a more traditional comp for the side of the Caffeinated Knights, and there was a concern whether the Knights could deal enough damage to the front line to successfully take these team fights.
Yep. So
he could, but Falstad had already gone into Wingman on level 1, so it seems unlikely he would transition into AA build from there.
It is time.
Yeah, very true.
Are they required to pick the same talents?
Balloon, grant us strength.
I don't actually think that they are.
By rules, I don't think they are, but I don't think there's something on level 1 that would make you go, maybe I don't. Maybe evasion on Zool, because you see Cassia's charged strikes. Feels a little weird.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I've got the screenshot frozen, or I've got your stream paused.
Yep.
During the last game, so I'm actually referencing it the entire time. So, yeah. It'll be interesting if we see any changes. I don't think there's anything against it, so YOLO?
I mean, why would you have to do that in game 2, though? Why not just have it ready and check what your opponent's talents are before picking your own in game 1? Right?
Yeah. You'd think.
Thank you, everyone, for coming by to watch the stream. I understand you're only here probably to figure out your own playoff implications, but that's okay. I will take the 26 viewers regardless of the reasoning. I genuinely appreciate everyone being here. But for the second time tonight, here in game number 1, we're going to have on the left-hand side in the blue trunks the Caffeinated Knights, with Osmanthus playing Johanna, Ark playing Zool, Harborim playing Anna, Ark is on Zool, Ghost Dragon playing the Alarak, and Static, thank you very much for playing the Falstad.
And on the right side of the map, in the red trunks, we do have the Beef Boys, with Durka on Malfurion, Dazed on Sonya, Root Beer Guy on Diva, Smart Killer on Cassia, and Tribulation on May.
Checking out the level 1 talents, 9 out of 10 so far have not changed that I see.
Yep, that is correct. They're in a different order on the right side, which is actually kind of throwing me off.
It was Warpaint last time, I'm almost certain.
Yes, it was. It was Warpaint.
Interesting that there was a split off. I don't believe it was 131 immediately from the go coming out last time. So a bit of a different rotation choice coming up from the side of the Beef Boys, but I don't think that's going to make a whole lot of difference. Yep, it's all the same level ones.
Cool. We don't have to delve into the madness of the scenario of talents changing and all that good stuff.
Yep.
So
neither team missed any of the minions because they, minions don't kill each other especially quickly. Although Static, I think, maybe missed one just then. I couldn't tell. Blizzard, please color the XP globes, please.
Yeah, that would be nice. 560 XP globes for the fall stat, so it doesn't look like it. I think he's fine. So, yeah, all is right. Oh, Ghost Dragon, are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Come on, Alarak, get in the game. I know you're too good for this, High Lord, but like, okay, he's back in already.
Okay,
you can see Ghost Dragon's name.
We weren't made referees this time, which means we couldn't.
No, we can't see
chat. At least not during the draft. We can see game chat.
So, dog.
Yep.
So yeah, Ektar, we've already talked about everything from the early game. Maybe you weren't here to start.
We got very slightly farther into the game this time.
We got
check
45 seconds. Oh, very cool.
Which are going very slightly better for the side of the Caffeinated Knights, as only Malfurion is on it for the Beef Boys.
Very true, very true. Real quick, again, going over the playoff implications for this. Beef Boys need to win 1 game to make it into playoffs as an 8 seed. If they win 2, they could be 7 seed. If they win 3, they definitely get 7th seed. For Caffeinated Knights, they are currently the 4 seed. If they win 1 game, they'll be tied for 2, 3, and 4, and I'm not dealing with that right now. We can't tell you. And if they win the match, then they'll be the 2nd seed. So
yeah,
casters have been ready, and we're observers, so we can't tell them. We can only scream into our own void.
Because I don't have any of. Oh boy, I also see that Ghost Dragon is no longer appearing to be here because it went back to saying Alarak. But yeah, I don't have any of these players on my friends list, so I can't whisper them in game.
Yep. Can I message the NGS channel? Nope. I hope they're not waiting for me, but rather Ghost Dragon. Oh. Oi. Root beer guy.
I would love to let you. If anyone is in the chat, in the 45 seconds from now, if the game hasn't started, please whisper one of the players and let them know that we cannot respond, but we are ready.
This is all I can do. Pick up your Alter Fates pack. It's so good. We're going. 2, 3, 2, 1. What on earth is going on, Ektar?
Someone learned how to count from Brightwing. Alright, Ghost Dragon confirmed back in the game. Camps being taken on both sides. Kasi has come over here to help Durkadurk, but it should still get picked up a little bit quicker for Rutrow. Caffeinated Knights, Alarak, aka Ghost Dragon, aka Alarak Bot, is here again. He is... We're just gonna have to follow which name is above Alarak's head for the whole rest of the game. I appreciate it, everybody, for letting them know. Hopefully, in the next one, we'll be able to get ourselves put as refs, so at least we can talk to him again.
Yeah, considering pauses appear to be likely throughout this series. So, getting back into it, we do have the waves slightly pushed out more for the Caffeinated Knights, so their null camp is going to be cleaned up a little sooner. And also Alarak, unreliable to push, as he gets the telekinesis Discord strike, but not the lightning before disconnecting.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Could have picked up a little bit of extra sadism there. Is consistently just kind of standing around due to the disconnected nature of the game tonight. But you know what? It looks like the Caffeinated Knights have decided they're just going to try and play it through. And, frankly, the Beef Boys are starting to take advantage of it, and you can't blame them.
Well, that is a kill onto the Alarak bot, so count that in your stats of the storm. I'm gonna disconnect every time I die now, so my stats storm looks better. It's very important.
Big meta. I like this meta too. Both of the bruisers just standing in the top lane doing nothing, letting the waves crash.
I like this meta of the dilemma, the moral quandary that Beef Boys has of we want to make it into the playoffs, but we're beating up a bot to do so.
I mean, as they say in the Smash community, we take those. So, you know, a win is a win is a win. Doesn't matter how you get it as long as you're not actually cheating.
Yeah, that is true.
Sonya on the other side coming to take this camp. Falstad hasn't left bot lane yet, but then neither has D.Va. Although wasn't D.Va in the top lane before?
Quite possibly. Things have happened, and I'm not entirely sure what all's going on because it's been interrupted every couple seconds. We do have Falstad going into Hammer Gains and Boomerang. I forget if that's the Bird Box build.
That is, in fact, Bird Box build.
Okay, cool. It is the Hammer Gains, and I wasn't sure if it was that or Lightning on 4.
Yeah. I wonder how many stacks that Static has because they have not used any yet, and their opponents have gotten a full camp above them at this point.
Well, watch it.
Hey.
Ding, ding, ding. Down to a stack.
15% extra damage onto that W, but he should probably be going back. There it is. Because he's pretty low on mana before that camp, but this is going to give the opportunity for Mei to get the channel and not be interrupted. Probably going to get picked up back over again because Mei is the only one actually over there, but...
Yeah, well, the Caffeinated Knights are defending into mid here because, you know, there's a null camp pushing at their front, and if they go to channel the objective, they do concede that, so the Beef Boys do seem to have an advantage here with only 10 seconds left on the timer.
D.Va's not here yet, but I don't think that the Caffeinated Knights are going to be able to make too much happen here. They're trying to make a team fight before D.Va gets here, but they are going to lose the objective, and good slide in with the icing from Tribulation. Not going to find Static quite yet. Alarak disconnecting at the worst possible time, and he's going to go down again.
Tactical. He was already dead, and then he just disconnected. Again, don't know if that counts in stats of the Storm against it, but hopefully it doesn't, so that way his KDA remains pristine.
Yeah, it was before the game registered that he disconnected. It's possible that he had lost control of his character before that. And
that ends the task.
That was would have been the potential reason for why he was so out of position in the first place.
It is very possible, because your right click goes through, and then you just travel there while you're disconnecting, so... Yep, rough times, but Beef Boys take the opportunity to pick up the objective, push into mid lane, and take down this mid fort. Top and bottom lanes both losing at least one tower. Zul goes down in the mid lane. Ghost Dragon is AFKing in the middle. I feel bad. He lives, for now.
Yep.
And, yeah, front wall in trouble here in the mid lane.
It's a really good engagement coming out from Tribulation with the sliding in with the icing into the Blizzard, getting the full combo stun into Zul, followed by the Twilight Dream to keep him there, and just a really clean kill coming out with their level 10 advantage. Static came in, kind of an aggressive angle, maybe looking to gust them back into the front wall there, but putting himself at risk to do so.
Yep, but he's able to barrel roll right on out. So not a big problem here. Stack needs to be careful not to get engaged on too hard. Nice slide combo from Tribulation comes in, and the dive from the rest of the teammates are out, but the gust was well-timed. Keeps Static alive, and now the collapse on the overextended. Mei is here. Valkyrie does pull in Ghost Dragon. He's in a bunch of trouble right now. Mei is able to sneak out the front. Diva Bomb going to separate out the members of Caffeinated Knights, and a bunch of R's press and some pretty solid play, but no kills picked up so far.
There's still a lot of pressure onto this bottom fort, but I don't think that the Beef Boys are going to be able to continue that push any harder, especially having rotated Sonya out. And now that we've got a second, we can talk about the R buttons, that most of which have already been pressed. We have Wrath of the Berserker, so we were incorrect about using Leap as the engage, but they did go into the Valkyrie, so, you know, 50% not bad. Twilight Dream, like we saw, micro missiles as expected, and the surprise pickup to most people probably was the Ice Wall coming out from Mei.
That's pretty interesting, and yeah, I'm interested to see how that kind of mini void works out, and so that'll be pretty cool. And as far as ults are concerned for the Caffeinated Knights, We do have kind of the expected suite. We do have Skeletal Mages as opposed to Poison Nova. Diva's actually very extending deep, trying to get Arc. Twilight Dream secures that kill, so nice job there from the Beef Boys. Ghost Dragon going to counter-strike out the root. Harborim is in a bunch of trouble, stabbed to death by the Valkyrie, and the Beef Boys pick up 2 kills, only the cost of a Diva mech.
Yeah, really slightly unfortunate that they did have to trade away the Diva mech, but, you know, having that +2 body is going to go really well for them. They could be micromanaging this objective a little better. Dirk probably could have gotten the channel like a full 12 seconds earlier, but, ooh, Osmanthus coming in for a big stun, going to get the follow-on on Tribulation, but there's just not enough here for them to actually try and get a kill here, and Ghost Dragon appears to be in a pretty rough spot again, just standing still. Back, however, yeah, you can't help but feel bad, but I would like to maybe not mention it quite so much after this point, because it's starting to be a little repetitive. Anywho, good kill coming up from the Beef Boys, and that is going to secure channel on the second objective of the game.
Yeah, unfortunately is such a big storyline of why Caffeinated Knights are unable to make a team fight happen, but we'll see if they can play around it or anything else can occur. So, yep, now with the channel half done here for the Beef Boys are going to take position on point. Diva's skirmishing Zool in the top for XP. Nice Ice Ball comes out from Tribulation. It's going to look to catch Falstad. The Valkyrie
that's
off
how they're going to use it.
Roots. That was cool.
Yeah,
that was a pretty cool combo.
Yeah, and it was really hard for them to try and avoid going through the slow zone in the mud there. And that is going to be the second objective picked up for the Beef Boys, and Dazed has already popped Wrath of Berserker and starting to push down in the bottom lane.
I like to see that. Wrath of Berserker does some really impressive structure damage, so keeping that up and being able to free push this bottom wall could be a real boon for them.
They do rotate up into the mid lane. Wrath is just about to go down, it looks like. There it is, but, you know, only 20-some seconds left before it's available again. That will be during this objective phase.
Yeah, that's probably the most powerful part of it, is that it can have a ridiculously low cooldown just because it starts ticking when the ult's popped. Top fort does go down, and now mid-keep in a bunch of pressure. Dirk getting the teammate pings after Twilight Dreaming and missing everybody.
Yep. Pretty big Skeletal Mages coming out for the defense. Ice Wall coming out, finding Ghost Dragon, and there we have the Valkyrie follow-up again, pulls him right into position, and actually getting out with the self-telekinesis. Really well done from Ghost Dragon there. That is the keep going down, but it's going to be hard for the members of the Beef Boys to find any farther damage. Daze gets brought down very low and is going to fall. Dirk pops the trinket and is trying to get another. We've got the extra-sized damage reduction zone coming out from Root Beer Guy, and that is enough to get Dirk out of there. There's some pressure in the top lane, but just the one keep is not the best that the Caffeinated Knights can hope for, but it's pretty good.
Yep, that's that's pretty significant. Ghost Dragon going to go ahead and pop the Counter-Strike a bit early, and does take a face full of Diva Bomb. Little awkward timing there, but yeah, nice job getting a keep for Beef Boys. Nice job to the Caffeinated Knights for getting a couple counter kills and keeping themselves in this game. They're still down about a level and a half, but that's not insurmountable now that this game is progressing to the kind of 1 to 2 team fight stage.
Yeah, they shouldn't be down level 20 by the time the next objective comes up, but they will have 16, so that could be a decent time for them to try to fight. A little bit of an attempt by Root Beer Guy onto Static, but not going to find it, and we'll have to get themselves out of there as well.
I'm interested in those Diva talents. The target lock plus diverting power is not a combination we see often for the Diva. You usually see one of the pilot talents plus either emergency shielding or even in for the kill. So an interesting set of talents there picked up, and I kind of like it.
Diverting power is gigantic, and
yeah,
the team comp that Caffeinated Knights has means that damage is coming from very predictable sources. It's Alarak Burst, it's Falstad consistent, and it's Zool a little bit. So you can really position that diverting power to cut a lot of the potential damage. And damage is what they always have been in a little bit short supply of.
Yeah, that is a very good point there. So
Ice Wall is going to miss Harbor him, so not going to be able to set up that Valkyrie combo again. We see it come out anyway, even though the Ice Wall missed. But this keep is in danger, but this is a fight that the Caffeinated Knights could definitely end up taking here.
yeah, that's definitely going their way as the engage has gone down. The Blessed Shield did a lot. Every member of Beef Boys is chunked, but no kills have been found as some of the damage was put into the boss. Gus now used to disengage from this fight. And, yeah, despite all the buttons pressed, it's Beef Boys coming out on top with the bottom keep take. So,
bottom keep, more importantly, in my opinion, it gives them the initial channel and probably time to go pick up their Knoll camp.
that is very true, very true.
Although they're not opting to do so. They're going to go and soak out top lane, get themselves a little bit closer to 20, and maybe want to take the objective with that advantage instead. And it's hard to argue against that play.
That is very true. The members of Caffeinated Knights look maybe to try and take boss, but the minions were in position to take them to provide vision. Tribulation now goes in, gets a Ice Wall onto May. The Unstoppable goes through, but that Ice Wall kept him zoned out enough in time stop that Alarak does go down. Sonya goes down as a counter kill, though. 4v4 now in this fight as Static seems to be the target. Gusta's going to keep him off them, but Arc and Osmanthus now in a whole bunch of trouble. Nice active reload does keep Arc alive for now. Osmanthus trying to escape against the mate down below, does not do so successfully, and Arc maybe going to pop it. No, Twilight Dream from Durkadurk gets the kill. Ana trying to get him out, pays the sins as well, and that is 4 kills for the Beef Boys,
who have made the correct decision to bypass that top keep and go immediately through mid lane and go onto that core. Core is not very strong after you get that second keep. Static gets brought down very low, is not going to fall, but the core, on the other hand, Vandar is going to fall. This is going to be game number 1 going over in favor of the Beef Boys.
That might be likely, but maybe preemptive. Smart Killer's very low. Diva doing some damage to the core. It does go down. There we go. Like an Arizona call right there, Ektar. And game 1 does go to the Beef Boys. They're in your A East playoffs.
I was pretty confident.
We were too. Everybody is too. I want you to understand that is exactly what could be said. Oh, goodness.
Hopefully
all right.
That's the last election joke of the evening.
That's a pretty good one, though. It doesn't even take shots at people, just states.
Checking out the post-game screen, Harbor actually getting out-healed by quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think of a reason why, but it's people died.
Yeah, people died. I mean, and it's not like people died so quickly Ana couldn't do anything about it. Just
yeah.
I don't know, I was kind of a little surprised about that.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, I was not paying particularly close attention to Harbor him, so maybe there was some extenuating circumstance to that.
What do you mean being paired up with an Alarak the entire game? Couldn't explain that. I think it's funny seeing like the really low XP numbers from people that don't get the region or the kills in lane. I think that's pretty funny.
I'm glad that they made it it seems like they made it a little bit better, but there were definitely times I had like playing Ana when XP globes first happened where I would have like triple digit XP for the entire game.
Yeah. And Ana had 1551 that game. That's pretty low. So yeah, question, I guess, do the Caffeinated Knights have a 6th member that they may be able to put in for this game?
Let's find out.
According to the website, they do have 7 people in their roster. One of them has never played a match, and the other has played 3 matches. As far as this season is concerned, they have played the exact same 5 people every single game. So uncertain is what I would give that.
I would give that a well, yes, but actually no.
True.
During that game, thank you to Stark for the follow and Sex Panda for the follow. I really appreciate it. Stark, have you never come by before?
Fascinating.
All right.
And
have the shocking confirmation that the Caffeinated will be taking first pick for map number 2.
genuinely shocking, I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the global first pick percentage is off of like if given the option, because it's got to be well over 75-80%.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I would wager it's probably 85%. Because a lot of, like, it depends on what division you're looking at. When you go farther down in divisions, there are more comfort maps, whereas you're expected to be able to play every map very well. Once you get past, like, I would say A towards heroic, you just have to play every map well and then take the first pick advantage. But I'd be interested to know that. If anyone has the capability of generating that statistic, I'd love that. Without having to do it manually. Please don't do it manually.
I feel like you could probably... That sounds like something that someone could do, but I couldn't do.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow, Wona. I really appreciate it.
TIL, I wasn't following Ektar. That's what he said.
Alrighty, we have ourselves a map for game number 2, and it is Volskaya Foundry.
I'm gonna make the request to them to either make us referees or assume we're ready.
Yeah. So, Stark is famous Omega Lol. I mean, I'm following him. That makes him famous, right? So this is a surprising pickup, in my opinion. Beef Boys have played Volskaya Foundry one time with a 0% win rate.
That is a little bit of a weird pick. You know what? They're in the playoffs, and maybe that's good enough for them. Now it's scrim time.
I mean, once you're locked into a position, does it matter that much? Yes, because seeding is important. Yeah, I would have very strongly guessed either Cursed Hollow or maybe Towers of Doom based off of their history this season.
Scouting or casting for Thursday. Tactical.
Do we have a match on Thursday? Is that what that is?
We have a match on Thursday, Ektar.
Oh god, I thought it was Tuesday.
Against Sex Panda 99, the person who just followed, and PRE. So
I knew that we were playing PRE.
yeah,
ever since the
Round 1 versus
the BTB
PRE.
forfeit.
Yep.
But I definitely thought it was Tuesday.
Yep, it's Thursday. Surprise. We are waiting for the 5th member of Caffeinated Knights to get in. Ghost Dragon has not joined, but also it might not even be Ghost Dragon. So
yeah, we are waiting to figure out who is going to be joining the lobby. Because there is a total like 15-minute grace period for the match for teams to show up. I wonder if they're just gonna go, threaten the router with a hammer and come back.
that's a good strategy.
It works for my captain. It works for your captain. It may work for Ghost Dragon.
My captain.
Matches Friday,
yeah.
Don't show up on Thursday. Now, I know that's a lie, because we never do matches on Friday, because D&D is Friday.
Yep. Very important. So, yeah, well, I'll tell you, as RE, the situation in chat, one of the most fun yet chaotic things ever that we've had happen was a rando played Cho, and Gunny played Gaul, and I was on Ariel trying to heal them both. And I'll tell you, that rando had no sense of self-preservation whatsoever, and would go in at like 20% health, and I'm like, oh, what are we doing, you madman? And Gunny's just shooting skill shots off Gaul the best he can, but it's just like, I want off Mr. Cho's wild ride. But that game did ended up in our favor after like 20 Reservoir of Hope stacks. So
I thought you were going to go somewhere entirely different with the start of this story. Actually, hearkening back to another cast we did a season or 3 ago.
Yeah.
With Duratan's Couch.
It's a good one too.
Yeah, we had a Gul'dan player disconnect after like the 13-minute mark. And so they just played with a bot Gul'dan for the rest of the game because they couldn't actually get their player back in, and they managed to pull out the victory.
Yeah, that's some kind of sorcery.
Was that the same game or a different game than Wedge was playing TLV on Infernal Shrines?
That's the same game. That's the same game.
So they
played TLV on Shrines with a Gul'dan bot and won.
Yeah. It was actually really impressive. After level 16, when TLV pick up the stun on Olaf, he would just walk in with one Viking and then use his heroic to bring in the other two and just like go on one-man 3-body gank missions and just like kill people in top lane. It was awesome.
That's like a throwback cast, because we referenced that one at least like 2 or 3 times a season.
That sounds about
right. That's almost enough where I recommend we need to have like a YouTube link just to be able to go see that one, because it's a little legendary.
So what you're saying is, not only do I need to get Nightbot, I have to like put commands into it?
Ew. That is maybe not necessary.
Harborin says they are nearing ready. We had someone join the lobby. It was not Ghost Dragon, but I don't know if it was their intended 5th player.
It is Matthew, a 5th player
on
their roster.
Okay.
On their roster, there is no illegal activity here.
You bet your ass there's not.
Got judge and jury in here.
I made an account which uses RNG to decide talents and my hero pick. About to start Storm League with it, and 4 other people doing the same thing. See, that's interesting, and I'm interested to know the method, just because it seems like it'd be difficult because different heroes have a different number of talents on each tier. So do you have like a different RNG spread for each different hero that you pick?
Yeah, unclear. Please fill us in on this, Vivanchi. I'm curious of your methods, and how you've gone about this shenanigan. So, yep, we have readies from both teams, I think.
I think we only have them from the left side. Yep, one on bio for the Bois. So I was playing my Smurf account just before this match, and God, it is hard to carry the dead weight sometimes. I was playing Alarak, who I don't play fantastically, but I'd go in, combo someone to half, and then they'd back. But then that whole time we get into a massive XP deficit because both our Murky and our Yrel were in bot lane on Dragonshire. And no one would ever be in top lane. Like, the whole game couldn't get someone to stay in top lane.
Yeah.
And so we just eventually bled out XP and lost. It was so
It's so
hard.
ridiculous how slow you level up because nobody soaks. It's unreal. It's genuinely a little frightening.
Yeah. That's why I find a lot of success playing Rhaegar, because at any given time I can just go soak another lane effectively and also play the role that I'm best at.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Although, honestly, I think Gazlo might be the best quick match low-rank hero in the game.
Yeah. Change RNG parameters. Yes. Are you doing that mid-game as well, or do you like preset it based on the hero or something
it's
like
that?
It's
gotta be a preset RNG.
Are you manually updating? I have 5 talents on this tier.
Are there any that have 5 anymore?
There are some level 20s.
I could see that, yeah.
So, game 2 starting up right now.
We've got the readies from both teams, and the countdown, and the delay. Thank you, Blizzard.
And we're here on Volskaya Foundry.
My sound is gone again. Let's bring it back.
Very cool.
I don't know. I don't know what key combination keeps doing that.
Control S is the standard hotkey for it. So if you're trying to save something, or I don't know what your scene swap hotkeys are, but
summary. But I thought I had changed that hotkey. Maybe my hotkeys had been. You know, fix that later.
Fix it later. Get into draft now. Nobody's done anything. We're waiting. So, we did have Matthew join in on the Caffeinated Nights. Again, a rostered player. Let's go hit that view player button. Or rather, since they only have 3 NGS matches, let's go look at that profile. And immediately, I see a level 146 Maiev. Ektar?
Ooh.
Smile.
I'm about it.
I'm about it. Give it to me. That's a 146 Maiev with a 55 win rate. I like to see that.
Yeah. Also a pretty high level Malthael Genji Phoenix. So definitely
like
giving an indication of the play style that we might be expecting to see here. And you know, they didn't have a high engage damage dealer in the previous game, so maybe picking up one now will just be the thing that they need to bring this to game 3.
Yeah. Additionally, they might have literally never found their stride last game.
Yeah. Honestly, you can't glean a whole lot from that previous game. It's just it is what it is.
It is what it is, and it does mean Beef Boys do make it into the playoffs. So nice job hacking their router. Well done.
Yeah, it's a real feels bad, man. If you're a
Region Phoenix fan.
Is it Phoenix? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maiev is Pug, dude. Oh, I know. I'm well aware.
Ace has played a couple of Maiev games.
Yeah, a couple. Not as many as I would think, but a few.
Well, that's because you get 1 game per team at most.
That is currently the fact. 134 games and probably 20 in NGS.
Yeah, so Sexpan, if you're still listening, just ban the Maiev.
Smile. Yeah, don't worry about it. Wait a minute, why are we actually giving them Scout? And Cassie has been picked up first for the region Knights. These are the Caffeinated Knights. Somebody help me.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to imbibe in some additional caffeine yourself.
Oh, gosh. I think I need to be less tilted from you revealing all our strats that you definitely couldn't find in the hero's profile. Hanzo and Stukov picked up. Good combination there.
Hanzo, easily the most played hero for the Beef Boys, so definitely sliding into some comfort picks here.
Speaking of sliding right here, we do have ETC picked up for Osmanthus. I'm curious how he's been doing ever since his trait nerf from... Yes! From 25 to 20 armor. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it. I'm really glad that this is what we get to do today.
Don't worry, we are an unbiased casting duo. We want both teams to win equally.
We want Game 3, Ektar, which means contractually we're rooting for the blue team subtly.
You know, you're actually correct. Let's go, Caffeinated Nights. Bring us to that game number 3. All about that viewership.
All about it. Got to get those hours so we can get to partner. What? No. I'm sure that's
never gonna happen. And I'm more than fine with it. Sex Panda banning Murky. That's pretty smart because like Ace doesn't even own Murky.
That's the only hero in the game I don't have.
Ace is someday gonna find Murky in a loot chest and re-roll it out of spite.
Fact. Deckard Cain banned out by the Beef Boys. I'm gonna assume that's target ban and not generic ban. Because Steven Gausler kind of generic bans, but Deckard isn't that great right now.
He's not.
Unless you're running him with combo. Yeah, probably. I mean, you can run him with a combo setup. Yeah. Yeah. Imperious picked up for Tribulation, who was on the May last time. So a little bit of role swapping going on. Maybe last game was a role swap. It is unclear.
Deckard has been played 1 time by the Caffeinated Knights, so I feel like it's just a Sky up there.
Yeah, that might be. And Thrall picked up. So again, going with this kind of double bruiser thing, unless, as I said, Tribulation played May last time, maybe it's a main tank Imperious kind of game.
Which we've seen a couple of times this season.
I've even seen it a couple times all the way up at the in-house scrims and CCL level, so it's not unheard of. Just not the best, in my opinion. Sonya picked up, and maybe a healer. Definitely a healer, as Anduin's picked up.
You love to see healers in games.
That quick match gang rise up.
So Root Beer Guy played one of the two Bruisers last time. I think it was the May. Going into the Uther, so Bruiser Uther. That is my favorite Uther.
Where's a main tank? Is it main tank Uther?
I know,
DPS Brawl?
Main tank Uther is pretty up there also. I love Uther being run not as a healer, even though he's fantastic as a healer right now.
Yep.
But,
just judging by role, Tribulation is the main tank player.
Yes.
For the Beef Boys here. Played, Anubarak, May, Johanna, etc. through the season. That is a main tank player. As far as the role for Root Beer Guy, it's kind of all over the place as far as just looking at recent match history. So I'm going to call that the flex slot, and you put the Uther in the flex slot, you have a main tank Imperious with 2 healers, and you have a stun train that's about a mile long with 1,000 damage, with 1,000,000 damage behind it.
Ranged Assassin Uther.
Oh, win, Blizzard.
Holy Shotgun 4, it's already a thing.
Nano Q, nano him. With the 13, yeah, you need a... That makes his Q recharge faster. Nano him with that. You get a Q every, 1 second. Drop a variant spell power banner in there, too, and it'll, zip people to death. When are we doing this meme comp? Does Thursday sound good?
I didn't used to like Uther, but he's definitely grown on me, so we'll see. Maybe we can get a scrim in beforehand. Anywho, spawning on the left-hand side in the blue trunks, trying to bring us to a game number 3, are the Caffeinated Knights with Osmanthus playing ETC. Static is on the Cassia, getting that electric theme in there. Matthew playing the Maya, coming in for the Ghost Dragon. Ark is throwing out a spear on Sonya, and Harborum isn't running with scissors on Anduin.
If the Caffeinated Knights win, they're going to be educated, but they'll have to go up against the 1-0 Beef Boys over here on the right side of the map in the red trunks. We've got Dirk on Stukov, Root Beer Guy on the ambiguously rolled Uther, Dazed on Thrall, Tribulation on Imperious, and SM Orc Killer on the Hanzo. Get the smorks in chat.
So with our ambiguously performing Uther, we do have auto attack quest on level 1, which gives a little bit less credence to him playing the Shakadin and a little bit more onto a bruiser or tank role.
Yeah, it's the anti-Maiev role is really what this is. If you want to make Maiev sad, you draft more CC. And I'll tell you, there's a hell of a lot of it here for the Beef Boys, with a point-and-click hammer being able to be followed up with Spear, Root, or Silence from Stukov. So, very powerful capabilities here to deny the combo engage that Caffeinated Knights have put together.
Tribulation walking into a bush, taking a little bit of damage, but is able to sort of deftly just kind of walk out of it, not getting pulled by Maiev, and also not having to pop Gladiator Medallion.
Yep, that works pretty well. They do keep both heal-capable characters in the 4-man group for at least the starting point of this game. So they can play with a little bit more, boldness, that they can take space and heal up after it, but they also don't have that great of kill pressure.
Worth mentioning that in the early game, the Beef Boys have, actually D-tier wave clear. It is so bad.
Yeah, the Hanzo does nothing, the Uther does actual negative nothing.
Uther's contribution is Wing your own minions.
That's used to be how Soul Lane Tyrael was played, too, as a thing.
Yeah. That's what Morales does when she has to push a lane for some reason.
When you're finding yourself in whatever decisions have been made, Tribulation does drop some abilities onto Static, but doesn't commit to the spear, so everything all peachy for both sides, just soaking up XP and working on quests as level 4s are picked up.
Hanzo unsurprisingly went into the explosive arrows, so now they're up to like a C tier wave clear team, which is at least enough to get by.
Yeah, it'll be enough to get by, but you're not going to be like making up soak very often here.
Yeah, they're actually down by about a third of a level as they're trying to take this camp, but they will not be able to without missing XP in both lanes, which gives their opponents time to start putting some damage into it. Ooh, big stun coming out, hitting onto 2 with a follow-up silence, and that combination of CC abilities is going to find not only a kill, but also the biotic emitter in the favor of the Beef Boys.
Yep, getting a pick onto the Maiev, so nice early pick, gives them about a little under half level advantage going into this first objective phase, and they will be winning the race to level 7, which is a very important decider for this first A point.
Both teams trying to take their siege camp, doing a really slow job of it. That's just the nature of the heroes that they put onto it, to be completely honest. But
if both teams have the same tier, then, you know, that's how it works. So
Cassia and anyone staying in the top lane so that they can get their camp to win, which they have already secured, and so they're going to start rotating down as their opponents pick up level 7, and they will very shortly.
Yep. Taking a quick look at talents here, and quests. Hammer the Lightbringer, almost done for Uther. Echo the Elements, half done. Hanzo, ambiguously completed. He has 3 of 5. He does not have range yet. And Cassia, only 10 stacks here on the Thunderstroke so far.
Osmantha stepping in deep to try and find some crowd control, is going to find on Hanzo, but the follow-up does get trinketed out. Static taking quite a bit of damage, and is going to have to walk back. Tribulation is in deep, but not taking all that much damage. Static trying to get a couple more of those Q hits in. Both teams kind of trading poke, but not finding any significant damage, but a big stun onto Maiev and Osmanthus, but the follow-up silence is going to put a lot of damage into the Caffeinated Knights. However, the root coming out onto Daze is going to find them low, but it is ETC the first to fall, and with that big Uther stun, going to find a second one onto Sonya.
Yeah, that's going to guarantee the objective here for the Beef Boys, as percentage ticks up to 100. Man, that spear cooldown on the Impaling Light is really putting in the work right now, as there are multiple spears onto Matthew through that fight. So, yeah, I'll tell you, Tribulation putting in the work so far on this main tank Imperius.
A slight repositioning there is going to make sure that the Triglav is only taking one shot, or one tower shot at a time. Really well done by them. Actually going through the entirety of this wall before starting to put any damage into the well there, but the well, with their Archon-based shielding and very little health, is going to fall. And that's the entire goal of the first objective, is to just get that well and some damage into the wall. They're going to finish out that tower, maybe. There it is.
Probably.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, the Rocket Fist actually one-shots minions, so it can, if you step in front of it, you can clear an entire minion wave and get the tower shut down with that.
Did not know that. I did not know that. That is very interesting. Thank you for informing me on this day.
Yeah, man. That is my favorite thing to do with casts, is inform people of things.
That is factual. Interesting enough, I think it's an interesting enough talent diversion. We do have the targeted excision coming out for the Stukov, where I think the most common pickup is that growing infestation. So I think that's a pretty neat talent if you can get it to work out. And we'll have to see the heal numbers at the end, because it'll be kind of tough to tell what's going down the whole time.
I mean, both of those are very commonly chosen talents. Really, everything that Stukov's picked is relatively common.
Okay, fine. I don't see it as much.
That's because that's not what I play.
You know what? Fine. I was gonna say something, but you know what? Fine. I'll
give it up from both stands. A big stun coming out onto Auric. Daze does not appear to have the Feral Spirit to follow up on it. So not going to find anything more than just some damage. But again, 10s. We got the Divine Storm coming out from the Uther. Not terribly surprising when he is the second healer. We've got the Dragon's Arrow, Angelic Armaments, Earthquake, and a massive shove.
That's a cool one. And for Caffeinated Knights, nothing out of the ordinary with the Light Bomb, Ball Lightning, Mosh Pit Wrath, and of course the Warden's Cage. And a full Vengeance of Spirit of Vengeance build so far for the Maiev. So going for that percent damage. and the increased damage when the shade hits people. So could create some pretty exciting moments.
Do they also have the Shade CDR, or is that a different level 1 talent?
Shade, yes, that's a Pursuit of Vengeance. Pretty much required for any type of E-build.
Alright.
So
both teams playing really passive and non-committal right now. There is some pressure into the top lane, but with the 4-person rotation up into here, it doesn't seem likely they're going to be able to find anything. Matthew finding Tribulation on the pull. The Unstoppable gets popped, but they don't actually break through the Warden's cage. The Angelic Armaments is still available. Light Bomb hitting only Root Beer guy, and the pull is going to have to come out to try and save Matthew as they weren't able to quite find a kill.
Yep, that was a nice save there from Harborim, but the rest of the Caffeinated Knights have taken a bunch of damage. Health bar is still amazing for the Beef Boys, as they're going to go ahead, commit the turret to this, and take this top fort just for, taking a team fight, not even needing to take a kill out of it. So, yeah, big plus here, as now Caffeinated Knights have nowhere to retreat to during this objective phase, and they press more R buttons than the Beef Boys, so there's going to be an ult advantage as well.
They sure did. Even Mosh Pit got used there. I didn't see it happen, so I don't think it was off for very long, but that was every R button pressed for the members of the Caffeinated Knights, which is going to make it difficult for them to try and get work done here. So instead, they're going to try and invade this camp, which their opponents have sniffed out, but they are outnumbered.
Yep, they are outnumbered for this. However, that Stukov arm could make it annoying to pick up, interrupting the channel for that repetitively. So, yeah, just looking for level 13 now, as well as picking up a couple of turret camps, are the Caffeinated Knights. We'll have to see if they want to try and rush their way into a fight up here in the top lane.
They're going to have to take this fight really fast if they decide that that's what they want to do. I don't know that that is what they want to do, although if they did notice that Thrall is in the bottom lane, they could definitely make it happen now that they are 13. And it seems like the Beef Boys have identified that and have mostly pulled off already, and there goes Root Beer guy getting out of dodge.
Yeah, they definitely saw it. Thrall was in the middle of minions clearing lanes, so definitely visible overall. Now the Beef Boys rotate down to this regeneration camp and start scuffling over that here.
Yeah, I don't think this particularly favors either team. Both of them have all of their heroics. Maybe slight favor to the Caffeinated Knights, just because I think they have slightly stronger heroics than their opponents. Notably, Mighty Shove, not the world's strongest heroic ability.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
But Root Beer guy getting the ninja steal on the channel, they trade over the heal camp for the Triglav, and that's a trade you take any day of the week.
I'm pretty sure that is a trade I make most of the time. Dazed goes in with an Earthquake. I have no idea what that is. Arrow's going to come out from the Hanzo to try and peel, and it does actually end up confirming a kill on the Matthew. Bigger brain stuff than what I know, or it just kind of worked out.
Oh, that was a...
You be the judge.
That was a bait. That set up a gigantic arrow from
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really, really big arrow hitting, I think, 3 or 4 members.
And if it wasn't a bait, don't tell us that it wasn't later. Just accept it.
Yeah, for sure. And nice shield coming out from the Triglav Protector as well, helping keep Thrall alive through that whole engagement as well.
Triglav once again doing its best to just get a well and then whatever else is gravy in the bottom lane this time. Ooh, big virulent reaction coming out, putting a lot of damage into Static, and importantly ripping off all of that armor that Cassia is so well known for these days. And that is also where the targeted excision value comes in, because you can basically do that every time your E is off cooldown if you're good at hitting the weighted pustules.
That is very true. I often think about targeted excision as a heal talent, but absolutely you can just use it as an offensive talent as well. Very capable. Ooh,
4K Nolo's dose.
True facts, true facts. Because I'm bad, Aktar, that's why. That is the dedicated reason why. Only heal, no damage.
Oh man. There's definitely some healers you can get away with that on. Stukov and Lucio, I think, are not them.
I agree. I'd agree with that. I like being aggressive. Speaking of aggression, Osmanthus goes ahead, gets a slide. Nice 3-man pull from the Maya, but you see the stun train lasting for 1,000,000 years. Jailhouse Rock coming in with the mosh pit. Everything's interrupted. No more ults here for Caffeinated Knights. They're stuck in an Earthquake. and will be able to get out. Static barely makes it out with sub 65 HP, and again, all the ults come in. The combo comes in for the Caffeinated Knights, and no kills are being found. They are struggling to confirm these kills.
If I had to guess, and these teams are likely better than me at this game on average, the problem is they're getting these great pull combos, but they're getting them onto Imperius, they're getting them onto Uther, and these heroes just don't die to the kinds of damage that the Caffeinated Knights have. They're not finding the Stukov, they're not finding the Hanzo especially, and so they don't kill anyone off of their blow-up combo, and then, you know, the aptly named Beef Boys with their, you know, multiple frontline heroes just kind of counter-walk at them.
Yeah, that's basically what's happening here, and the Earthquake makes it very hard for the Caffeinated Knights to retreat. So we're going to have to see better target focus and target selection here from the Caffeinated Knights to make this work, or just hope that the damage scales up. Maiev picking up a second form of percent damage with the Vengeful Knives, and Cassia gaining extra stacks of Lightning Fury, so they'll be able to stack up that Q even more efficiently.
Beef Boys holding this camp for the next objective. It's going to be a long hold if they decide they want to keep it that whole time. And the members of Caffeinated Knights kind of sharking around trying to find something. It looks like what they're going to try and find is just damage in the bot lane, counter damage so that they can get their opponents as well. And Osmanthus doing a really good job of just zoning out here, preventing the enemies from rotating and just collapsing from behind.
Yep. Yeah, they grab the well, go ahead, take out about half the fort as well. Matthew does a nice job using that Vault of the Wardens to escape over the Feral Spirit, and this is going to be a very, very big fight here. Can Caffeinated Knights find a kill with their combo, or will Beef Boy sustain through another one?
You could... Beef Boy, the Beef Boy's healer player slash bruiser player, root beer guy, definitely walking forward trying to get a stun, because you know Uther at 16, you go stun into whirly AoE stun. Hanzo is finishing out that level 1 quest, but this is about the evenest fight that the members of Caffeinated Knights are probably going to be able to take for a while. They're going to try and invade their opponent's camp to give them an advantage. A big arrow is going to narrowly miss, but the light bomb hitting out onto several members. Lots of damage coming out, and it looks like Matthew is barely able to get on out of there. Tribulation finds... actually, they get killed, actually. Thrall and Uther the first to fall here, and it looks like it's going to be difficult for the rest of the members of the Boys to escape from this teamfight.
Yeah, but they do have a little bit of sustain. Not enough, though, without the second healer. Smart Killer does find a revenge kill. Solo Mosh coming out to go ahead and confirm the kill on the Stukov. And Caffeinated Knights find the fight they were looking for, that they needed in this situation. Osmanthus did a great job delaying the engage, splitting the members, then sliding in on the overextended Beef Boys that were on the point, and that's what made it work. Really nice patience there on the ETC.
It is, and this gives them, more than anything, it buys them time. They've closed the XP gap. It allows Sony to rotate up and clear this pressure into the top lane. That keep would have been threatened otherwise. It gives time for ETC to start soaking towards 20 and putting pressure into this bottom lane, and he's also just going to back for mana, it looks like. Maiev is taking this camp so that they can get themselves an advantage in the next fight. And it's just, it's finally putting Caffeinated Knights onto an even footing for the first time in a very long time in this game. Harborim is going to abandon bot lane, and I think that is a smart call.
Yeah, no matter what happened, the last member of the Beef Boys was going to res at about 60% channeled, so it was unlikely that they're going to be able to get everything done. Take all the things on the map and be able to take the Triglav Protector. So this is going to come down to another team fight here. Level 20s are much closer here for the Caffeinated Knights, maybe only a minion wave or two away. As the engage comes out, two ults miss already. Static going to get the light bomb, doesn't turn around fast enough, only hits Daze, does drop the ball lightning, but it gets absolutely chunked out. Thrall now in a relatively compromised position, but the healers seem to be pushing the Beef Boys through this fight, as there was not a clean blow up here for the Caffeinated Knights.
Really well done. It's very shrewd timing hit there by the Beef Boys just before their opponents hit level 20. They've hit 20 now, and the Beef Boys are backing up so that they can find their own level 20, but it, like before, bought time. Their opponents were about a half a level ahead, but at this point, the level 20s are coming in now for both teams, and Beef Boys are going to be able to re-engage on an even footing.
Yep. Critical ult situation. Lots coming up in about 20 seconds, but only Mosh right now. He can slide in, possibly make it happen with that Maya pull. Does go in. Here comes the Mosh. Mash the shove is up. Does decide to use the Lurking Arm to cancel it. Osmanthus goes ahead and gets pulled out. Nice Spirit of Vengeance does get the kill here with that percent damage for Matthew. Now it's a 5v4 in favor of the Caffeinated Knights. Arrow hits for 2. Smart Killer with a huge arrow kills Matthew. Ark in a bunch of trouble is going to pop the Ignore Pain to try and not escape. Nice pull again from Harbram using that Glyph of Faith to almost get the kill out, but that is 2 kills for the Beef Boys and a Triglav Protector here at level 20.
Also worth mentioning, they got the kill onto Root Beer Guy, the guy that heals from the dead and then comes back and redeems his own mistakes. So yeah, they got a kill onto one of the healers, but they had another one and then he came back. So a little bit unfortunate for the members of Caffeinated Knights, picking off probably the single worst hero that they could have gotten. And now it is a matter of can they defend the core. Third Triglav Protector, often when the game ends, it's still very healthy and barreling through the bottom lane. The keep falls, no questions asked. Can they get more?
Well, they're headed that way. It's going to be a really important core defense. They've got to take this angle very well if you're the Caffeinated Knights. Earthquake comes out, providing shields for all the Beef Boys as the core shields are broken down to 70% now, and the Triglav still chilling with more health than the core does now as far as percentage is concerned. It kites around the side and the fighting doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the Triglav punching the core and punching Beef Boys' ticket into, I believe, the 6th seed.
GG's and well played.
Yeah, well played indeed. Beef Boys came here to play today. Really strong showing from them. Let's see, Tricky Gooses versus a Beef Boys, as that is where they're at right now. They do get the 7 seed.
Okay.
So they will bump Tiny Dancers down to 8. Tricky Gooses and Beef Boys tied at 16, with Tricky Gooses taking the head-to-head.
Alrighty, congratulations to them. We do have the post-game statistics up as we are wont to do. Much better healing numbers, a lot more comparable this time. Obviously, even with Uther as the secondary healer, you're gonna expect the 2 healers to outperform the 1. Damage actually being won by Cassia in a fairly significant margin, but just there wasn't enough damage to come and kill that much frontline with armor.
Yeah, that is true. And really, shout out to the draft of the Beef Boys. That Uther pick at the end, sealing that draft in such a good way that Uther really was exactly what they needed into the Maiev composition. So
yeah, almost every time Maiev went in, she took much more damage than was dishing out, just because, I mean, he's the Dong Lord. What does Maiev do against the Dong Lord?
Absolutely nothing. So, all right.
We are going to be getting, with Root Beer Guy.
Ooh, very cool, very cool.
So, we'll hop up into the usual place and get that started, hopefully in just a sec.
The usual place.
Lobby number 2, for anyone that's wondering.
No, don't crash us now. Hey, Rupert Guy, how's it going?
Good.
Congratulations.
And congratulations on your 2 victory.
Thank you.
Yeah. Showed up to play today. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew coming into this that we only needed a point. So if we came in and it sounds crappy, but if we just lost 2-1, I'd have been happy at the end of the day. But to come in and get 2 and move us into 7th seed is fantastic, honestly.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to be playing against the Gilly Sharks round 1 of playoffs myself.
Yeah, no. As weird as it is, like, we played Gilly the first game of the season, and we somehow beat them 2-1. And after that, them and I started, our team and their team started scrimming, and so they kind of helped us a bit, and we'd like to think we kind of helped them a bit first.
Yeah, they've been a good team for a while now.
Oh yeah, all the respect. I'd love to play them in the finals, so that'd be nice.
All right, so let's see. What did you guys do for your lobby picks or your map bans? Beef Boys banned out Hanamura and Tomb. Why ban out Hanamura? That's such a good map.
I don't know if you've seen our win rate on Hanamura, but it's abysmal. I don't know what it is about the map. We're just really terrible at it. So we just tried to get rid of that as much as possible, and we saw them that it was like their second most picked map, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, they had 4 maps that they played 3 times, one of which was Hanamura at 100% win rate. So
yeah, I don't want that near my booty. No, thank you.
That's fair. I just like the map, and I'm allowed to be biased.
Oh, don't want it. They can have it.
Alrighty. So Alterac passed from game number 1. That was picked by Caffeinated Knights. How do the Beef Boys feel about Alterac?
We actually don't mind Alterac too much. We've played it there quite a few times, and I usually play Falstad. So they did have a Falstad, so that was interesting to see. I'm mainly a DPS player, but we saw D.Va got through, and you can kind of actually put D.Va in a 4-man and just be annoying as hell. So that was kind of the deal. Just make it a 1-3-1, and then I'll just join the 4-man. And it worked out well if you think about it, but in actuality, the disconnect probably didn't help them too much.
Yeah. Like, y'all played well, and I mean, basically every time Ghost Dragon disconnected, and it was quite frequent, he took a ton of damage because he just stopped moving, and y'all identified, hey look, there's an Alarak that wasn't out of position a second ago, but he is now. And
yeah, sometimes you can see him like W in, like he would just like teleport himself in for whatever reason, and you just know instantly that he's not playing at that point in time, that's an AI just doing a really stupid move.
Yeah. So I'm good to not talk a whole lot about game number 1, because it felt, after the first couple of minutes, it felt almost like a foregone conclusion. It's hard to win
we were
with
talking
AI.
we did feel bad. It's one of those things like, oh, yeah, we won, but did we really win if you think about it? Like, it wasn't really fair. In all honesty, it wasn't really fair.
For sure.
It is what happens, though, sometimes, and it do be like that. But what was fair was game 2 on Volskaya. They bring in Matthew to play the Maiev there.
I don't know if you checked their portrait beforehand, but they were like a level 120-something Maiev.
We did. We did. It was actually going to be our 3rd ban, so they're very, I would say, fortunate that they picked it in the 2nd round there, because I was all for banning it with our 3rd ban. But when your 2nd pick, you kind of have to get rid of D.Va or Gazel, in my opinion. Even with the nerfs, I still think they're too good.
They are... Hero's profile might agree with you. We'll say that. Yeah. So you ended up playing the Uther in this game. Was that a direct answer to Maiev?
It was, yeah. I came into this map wanting to play a mage, Mephisto specifically, just because I think he's so good on this map. But after they picked Maiev, I wanted nothing to do with that, and so we thought, well, we'll just unlock the crap out of it, and what better way than just double support Uther?
Yeah, in both games, you ended up going for like triple frontline compositions against not enough damage to kill any one frontline hero on your team, and it worked out very well. Like, between the 2 games, I think that the Caffeinated Knights only had one convincingly won team fight, and that was in game number 2 over your turret.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a weird engage there where Imperius was kind of near the back. We didn't want to give it to him because if we gave it to them, then they just have 2 turrets and they just come fight us on bottom. So it's better to fight them there than fight them on the bottom. So we wanted to try and get in there, but we just we rushed it is what we did, and we shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, it was basically the only time that Matthew's Maiev was able to get to someone that wasn't Uther or Imperius. Because they got a lot of good engages onto those two heroes, but how do you ever kill an Imperious next to an Uther or an Uther next to an Imperious?
Yeah, it's just so hard. And even, like, I was okay with dying first, because if I died, I still get the devotion, I think is what it's called.
Yes.
And
the trait
you get to
value.
heal them you heal them and give them armor while they're still in there. So I was okay with dying first.
Yeah, and then on that last fight, after level 20, you did die first, but then you just redeem, and it's like that kill never even happened. And you get trait value.
Yeah.
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I remember, I think he was on Stukov, and Stukov's like, they're on me. And I was like, I'm rezzing in like 2 seconds, man, you're good. Like, I'll stun him right out.
All right, so looking ahead at the playoff brackets, having secured the 7th seed, you were going to be playing against either Party Time or Team Happy Cloud. I'm not sure exactly, so let's go ahead and check the results of that original match. But have you started looking ahead for your potential playoff?
No, so
yet?
we wanted to do this one step at a time. We could have not been in it at all, and we could have ended 8th, ended 7th, and some other games could have gone anywhere. So we'll probably start doing that tonight/tomorrow. Party Time was our game we played before this, so we kind of got a feeling of how they play. And then Team Happy Cloud, we ended up
Happy Cloud.
We 2-0'd them, I believe, earlier in the season.
You sure did. Yeah.
Well, they will be
Bodes
probably
well.
taking you very seriously during the round 1 rematch. Because I did confirm it is Team Happy Cloud is the number 2 seed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's 2. Okay, well, I'd love to have that rematch.
Do you have any words for them if they should happen to check this VOD later? Because I don't think that there are any of them in chat currently.
Do some scouting. We are trying not to do the same stuff. It's not going to be 2 DPS, 1 support, 1 offlaner, 1 tank, as you can see. We're going to do some weird stuff, man.
I like that.
I did notice that the Beef Boys have one of the broadest hero pools, playing before this series 36 unique heroes across 16 games, opposed to your opponents, the Caffeinated Knights, playing 33 heroes across 22 games. So a lot more hero diversity coming out from your team, which makes it
like to
hard
try
to
different
ban you.
Yeah, we like to try different stuff. There are certain players we have that do have main characters, but you don't have to have that main character to win. We like to try and switch things up and play differently, because if you play the same 5 things every time, it's just too easy to ban 2 or 3 of their heroes, and then they're like, oh crap, I don't have any strategies left. So we just like to be diverse.
Alrighty, I think that's all I have. Ace, do you have anything?
I'm good. That pretty much covered everything. Strong showing, and good luck to you all in the playoffs.
Thank you, and good luck to you guys. I'm sure you guys are on a team too.
We are, in fact.
Did you guys make playoffs?
We did. We actually are the number 1 seed from B West.
Oh, look at you. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll see you guys in A next season.
I don't know. I'd be kind of fine playing on an A team. I wouldn't be as fine playing on an Eastern team.
Yeah, that's factual.
But yeah, so we're gonna give it on to you for shoutouts.
Okay. Shout out to my team, Beef Boys. Dirk, Smork, Dazed, and Trib. You guys were great tonight. Shout out to the other team. Sorry about game 1, really. And you guys played great second game, and thank goodness they had a sub to come in and play also. I guess Team Happy Cloud, we're coming for you guys.
And yo, shout out to whoever did y'all's logo, because you didn't have one at the start of the season, and the one that you got midway through looks awesome.
Thank you. It's actually a friend of mine's wife. She is a professional artist for a big TV show, and she did it.
Wow.
So
Very cool.
shout out to you, Stephanie. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for coming by for this interview.
All right, thank you.
Retreat.
I don't know why I always have trouble finding the casting lobbies for some reason.
Same first letter as coin toss?
Yeah, that's probably why I just sort of mentally pass it after that.
Yep.
All right, so now we're going to look for someone to raid on over. Are there any NGS casts going on right now?
There's Whoa,
Maybe.
Death and Delay versus Scalding Sweat Cults in game 2, I believe.
Let's find out.
They are. Because I just saw the lobby go up.
Like just starting game number 2? Like
Yeah.
Stuff? Alright, cool. So we're going to raid over the Crushinator. Who, if I'm not mistaken, got picked up for interim headcaster this season, yeah?
Correctamente.
Yeah, so congratulations to the Crushinator. Have, in fact, been crushing it for several seasons now. And just, a good dude. So,
all right, well, everybody, thanks for watching.
Thank you for coming by. Really appreciate it. We hit up, upwards of 30 viewers at one point, which is crazy. You guys are awesome. And, look for us to pick up probably one more cast at some point during the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, but thank you all for coming by, and we're going to start hitting on that raid button.